One day, a teacher of the law, a man who studied God's Word, stood up and asked Jesus a question. He said, "Teacher, what must I do to live forever with God?" Jesus looked at him and asked, "What is written in the law? What do you read there?" The man answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." Jesus smiled and said, "You're right. Do this, and you will live." But the man wanted to look smart and prove he was doing everything right. So he asked Jesus another question. "But who is my neighbor?" So Jesus told a story to help him and everyone else understand. There was once a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho. It was a long, rough road through hills and deserts. While he was walking, some robbers jumped out from behind the rocks. They attacked him, took his clothes, stole his money, and left him lying on the road, badly hurt and bleeding. The man lay there, weak and in pain. He couldn't get up. He needed help. Then a priest came walking down the road. This man worked in the temple and was supposed to help others. But when he saw the hurt man, he moved to the other side of the road and kept walking. He didn't stop to help at all. A little while later, another man came. He was a Levite, someone who also helped at the temple. He walked closer, saw the man lying there, and maybe even thought about helping. But then he also walked away. The man was still all alone. But then a third man came. He was a Samaritan. Now, Samaritans and Jews didn't get along. In fact, they usually didn't talk to each other at all. People would have expected the Samaritan to just keep walking, too. But this Samaritan did something different. When he saw the hurt man, his heart was filled with compassion. That means he felt sorry for him and wanted to help. He walked over to the man. He cleaned his wounds and poured oil and wine on them to help them heal. Then he wrapped the man's cuts with bandages. After that, he gently lifted the man onto his own donkey. He walked beside the donkey as they traveled together to a nearby inn. At the inn, the Samaritan cared for the man through the night. The next morning, before he left, he gave the innkeeper 2 silver coins and said, "Please take care of him. If you spend more than this, I will pay you back when I return." When Jesus finished the story, he turned back to the man who had asked the question. "Now," he said, "which of the 3 men do you think was a neighbor to the man who was hurt by robbers?" The teacher of the law answered, "The one who showed him mercy." Jesus said, "Go and do the same." This story teaches us something very special. A neighbor isn't just someone who lives next door. A neighbor is anyone who needs our help. It doesn't matter where they come from, what they look like, or if they're different from us. What matters is that we love them and help them when they're in need. So kids, let's be like the Good Samaritan. Let's keep our eyes open for people who need kindness. Let's help others, even if it takes time or effort, and even if they're different from us, because when we do, we're showing the kind of love that makes Jesus smile. That's what it means to love your neighbor as yourself.